What's up? This is Food and Philosophy episode 32. And I don't know which of these episodes is going to be the 4th of July episode. So I wore my blue, my white, and then the red bread. Check this out. Red Dutch Crunch. Boom. So red, white, and blue. Happy birthday, America. Vote for Ike. That's my YouTube name. At Vote for Ike Shehadeh. What's up, Nico? What does it take to get free Ikes for life? Well, I suppose there's many things that you could do to get free Ikes for life. Winky face and winky face. I have a group chat going, and I think that they're trying to get free Ikes for life too, if you know what I'm saying. Open a location in Ontario, California, please. Hi, Haley, May, and y'all know my take on opening locations near you. Ontario, California, you have several Ikes within 1 hour of you. If you won't drive an hour for Ikes, I think that means you don't want it enough. Because unless it's like literally across the street from your house, you're not just going to all of a sudden start eating there more because it's 15 minutes away from you or 10 minutes away from you. That's a freaking hill I'm going to die on. If you don't eat at Ike's when it's an hour or even up to an hour and a half away, you're not going to all of a sudden just eat there way more because it's 15 minutes from you. No, we make time for what's important to us. I'm literally flying to New Orleans next week to eat and New York to eat. And I'll tell you what I'm not going to say to those restaurants. Hey, why don't you put one of these by me? You'll say, why? You're here right now. 20. What's up, Nico? Probably Nico knows what's going on in the group chat. All right. So this one is this is the 4th of July special, but this one is called Gianni, My Son, for all you fathers out there. I know Father's Day already passed, but my son Gianni, he's actually in the studio today. I got more guys in here. Oh, shit, there's no bears in the studio, only men. I'm fearing for my life again. All right, let me freaking eat. This is my first meal today. So, this is number 43, Giancarlo, My Son. You can get it at almost every single Ike's. It's turkey, pesto, cream cheese, avocado, and cucumber. So some stores don't have cream cheese, and some stores don't have a cucumber. But you can definitely get pesto and avocado. And dude, this is so messy. I'm gonna have to wash up. This is why they don't let us eat in the studio. Now, it's just my first meal. I don't want to put it down. I really put hella dirty. I did say extra dirty. I put hella dirty on this sandwich. All right. Red, white, blue. Happy birthday to you, America. Real quick, while I'm on the topic of America, mainly because I want to take another bite. I remember Hulk Hogan when he used to come out. It was like, I am a real American. This is like going through my mind as I'm eating this sandwich with my outfit on. USA. USA. All right. Now I'm done. What's up, Saz? Is that Sandra? What's up, Jeff? Cool. Through and my phone's blowing up now. Sorry, sir. Can't answer right now. I'm doing hot boy shit. All right. I still want to eat that sandwich. Watch it be gone by the end of the episode because they're going to steal it. Before we get to my main man, Khalil Gibran, we've got my X talk. Social media is a little bit wild these days, as you know, election cycles. This is a non-political one, though. This one was a tweet by Alex Hermosi, and he said, beginners make a lot more money when they get out of their heads and start using their hands. Even if we leave the money part out of it, what's up, cool guy? Even if we leave the money part out of it, because that's true, beginners make a lot more money when they get out of their heads and they start using their hands. You also win in multiple areas when you do that. When instead of like, I think Joanne or Joan Didion, not sure how she pronounces her name, said that the antidote to despair is action. And here's the same exact thing. If there you are and you're thinking about your great ideas and you're like, I got all these ideas, step one, write it down. If you don't write down your idea, you don't get to keep it. So many times I'll be with amazing humans and they're like, oh, I had this idea and it's like so great. I've done it myself too. Such a great idea. I'm going to remember it forever. It's such a great idea. And then poof, it just disappears. So step one, write down whatever's in your head down. If it's a good idea, write it down. If you don't, you lose it and somebody else is going to get that idea. Two, once you get out of the head, because it doesn't matter what you're thinking, what your ideas are, you need to try them out. You need to go out and you need to do them to see if they're going to work or not. Multiple ways to determine whether or not it's going to work or not, even before the money shows up. And the two ways to see that they're going to, or the two different ways that you want to test for if they're going to work is the easiest one is, are people actually going to resonate with whatever it is that your idea is, like other human beings? That's step one. Like if you want to turn it into a job, or you want to turn it into a business or even a career. And that's the least important one though, like whether or not other people buy it or resonate with it, because at the end it doesn't, I say it does not matter if other people want to buy what you have. It's not find a need and fulfill it. That's BS. Silicon Valley or whoever else says that. Mm, that's like base level. What do you want to call it? That'd be like the preschool or elementary school version of what you should, in quotes, actually be doing with your career, your business, and your life. That's the gateway. Like if you want a PhD or you want a spiritual path, and we'll get into that in a second when we get to Khalil here, is you want to mainly see if you want to be the one doing this thing. Doesn't matter how good your idea is. You can go out and then you don't want it. You should just sell the idea or license out the idea. So even if it's a good idea, if people want it, you need to see if it's what you want to be doing yourself, what you want to be doing. Because there you go out and you do it. And the only way you're ever going to find out if you want to be doing it is by going out and doing it and then being hit in the face with obstacles. It's by going through the ups and downs that naturally happen in life, but specifically with this idea. And you'll know if you want to be doing it if you don't quit. If things come up and you're like, oh man, and then you stop doing it because the money's not there, because there's too many uh, government regulations, or there's too much hills to climb, or too many obstacles in the way, then you did yourself a favor by taking it out of your head, putting your hands into it, making the thing an action, and then going, oh, actually, I don't like this idea at all, and stop, instead of waiting 3 years down the line to find out that the idea that you had, you don't even like it. So there you go. And then that ends up turning into money, because either you go out and you do it and you test it, and step one gets hit, like people like it. And then you can either sell that as a business, or if you love to do it, you can keep on going. And if you love to do it and you keep on doing it, you'll see that that is a spiritual path. That is your version of love filtered through what it is that you want to be magnifying it with, like with a magnifying glass. And then it'll light a fire within you, but also on the outside, and people will come for that. So that is why, get out of your head and get in your hands, and you'll make more money. You'll make more love on the inside. And worst case scenario is you'll be able to go, oh, I don't want to do this, or it's a bad idea, and thank you, next. That's my X talk for today. And I picked that one because it's a perfect segue into. I almost skipped this. Like, I looked in my notes and I didn't have it. So there must be a block, probably because of the buzzword of. And an old priest said, "Speak to us of religion." And he said, "Have I spoken this day of aught else?" He's writing here that everything that we've spoken about up until now and after this is about religion. Is not religion all deeds and all reflection, and that which is neither deed nor reflection, but a wonder and a surprise ever springing in the soul, even while the hands hew the stone or tend the loom? It doesn't matter what you're doing. Who can separate his faith from his actions, or his belief from his occupations? Who can spread his hours before him, saying, "This for God, but this is for myself, this for my soul, but this is for my other body"? All your hours are wings that beat through space from self to self. He who wears morality, but as his best garment, were better naked. The wind and the sun will tear no holes in his skin. And he who defines his conduct by ethics imprisons his songbird in a cage. The freest song comes not through bars and wires, and he to whom worshiping is a window, to open but also to shut, has not yet visited the house of his own soul, whose windows are from dawn to dawn. Your daily life is your temple and your religion. Whenever you enter into it, take with you your all. Take the plow and the forge and the mallet and the lute, the things you have fashioned in necessity or the things you fashioned for delight. For in reverie, you cannot rise above your achievements, nor can you fall lower than your failures. And take with you all men, for in adoration, you cannot fly higher than their hopes, nor humble yourself lower than their despair. And if you would know God, but not therefore a solver of riddles, rather look about you, and you shall see him playing with your children. And look into space, and you shall see him walking in the cloud, orchestrating his arms in the lightning and descending in rain. You shall see him smiling in the flowers, then rising and waving his hands in the trees. Speak to us of religion. What inspires you? Take a quick 10, 12 seconds right now. What are the things that inspires you? What one thing or things? People. And before you say nothing inspires me, because I get that a lot. I don't know what I want to do. What are the things that light you up in life? And don't just look at your job. Look at the things. Do you love sunsets? Do you like watching movies? Do you love snuggling animals? Do you like to eat? Oh my God. This is why I eat and talk about philosophy. What are the things that inspire you? What are the things that you love? So looking at these things that inspire you, because whatever it is that inspires you, wherever and whatever it is that you love, that is your spirituality. It doesn't matter if you have a formal religion or you're against that. It doesn't matter what God you believe in or I believe in or somebody else next to you believes in. Love is love. It's the same love. When you pray to whomever you pray to, or you decide you don't want to pray to anybody or anyone or anything, it's the same exact thing that we're all focusing on, the same core essence that's within all of us as humans. It doesn't matter what you call that thing. You call it God or universe, Mother Nature, love, gratitude. It's not changing anything, the name of it. A rose by any other name still smells as sweet. Whoever it is that you want to think of, know that when you love or are inspired, that is spirituality, and that is God in the things for you, or universe, or Mother Nature. Does anything else drive or control you or your life but these things that you love and that inspires you? Sure, you may have the on Maslow's hierarchy, oh, I need to eat, or I need shelter, or things like that. But even in that, that is a deep connected love for yourself and of life to not die. Even though it's very primal and it's very animalistic, that is still love. Kind of distorted love sometimes, but it is still love. These are the things, and either you're longing for them, I don't have it, or you have the joy in acting upon these things that inspire you and love and fill you with gratitude. And I love laughter too. Every single journey, it doesn't matter what you do, is a spiritual journey. If all you ever did was teach your family, your kids, or another human being that anything that you do is a spiritual journey, you will have inspired many people, and it'll turn into hundreds and thousands and millions of people as they share that message. Every single act is a prayer to humanity. It's a prayer to the universe or God or the cosmos. We all share nonverbal communication. 93% of communication is nonverbal. So if you're moving around with love and with inspiration and gratitude, everybody else picks up on that. Whether or not you say it out loud, they will pick up on it. This is a prayer to humanity, to life. Moving in any direction is going to be moral, any direction, as long as it's the direction of your very own choosing. And I'm going to be very clear with the distinction of choosing. If you're making, oh, I need to do this because the pros or the cons are the reasons, then you didn't choose to do that. You decided to do that. You decide means to eliminate, to make death to a choice. So it's not a choice. You're making a comparison. But if you choose, if you do it through inspiration, I love to eat, or I love to sing, or I love to fill in the blank for you, and that's in that movement, that's your choice. There's gonna never be anything but morality, but it is moral. It cannot be immoral. When we go out and we only have approved ways of thinking or being or doing, that's like just based on your map of reality. And sure that you might be able to get 50.1% of people to agree with you on some things, but even then we don't agree 100% within that 50.1%. And even then that wouldn't make it true either. Things only become immoral when movement is forced or coerced or bribed. That's only when the movements become immoral, because it's disingenuous. And regardless, you can be disingenuous and more like do nice things and quote moral things, but it's fake as hell. We know that. We feel it when somebody's fake, even if they're saying nice things, or they're a politician or a leader and they're saying things, and then you're like, oh, they're saying moral things or they're doing moral things, but you don't like it because it's disingenuous, and that makes it immoral automatically. In our entirety of life, there is never a non-moment of prayer. There's never a non-moment of prayer. We are always connected to our spiritual selves, or we're disconnected to our spiritual selves. But disconnection is still connection. It's just distorted version of connection. And thus, that's why we get what we think. That's why we get what we do. That's why we get where we don't want the most. I don't know if it was last episode or the previous episode, I talked about where we love the most is where we're hurting the most in our lives. What's the most important to us is where we're hurt, where our love is distorted. And the opposite is true. Where you're looking and your life sucks, but it actually bothers you, that's where you're loving the most. You can use it as a two-way mirror. Because think about it. It's not about being good or bad in something, or even good and bad at something. because there's plenty of things you're not good at, but it bothers you zero. Like, how many of you can't dunk a basketball? Probably like 95 or more percent of the people listening to this right now. But are you distraught over that? Like, unless you're an NBA player or you're playing basketball on some level, you probably have zero fucks given that you can't dunk a basketball. So it's not about results, and it's not about not being great at something. Because pick another thing that you're not great at. Say if it's you're not good at singing. If you're not a singer, you probably don't care that much, and maybe only when you're singing in the car and somebody's like, "Shut up," or you want to go to karaoke and you're judging yourself. Maybe only in those brief moments you don't like that you cannot sing, but the rest of your life is not occupied by it because it doesn't matter. There's never a moment of non-prayer ever. The entirety of you reflects your connection to the universe always, and thus your connection to yourself. The prayer of your life is in everything that you do. So what are you doing? What are you showing? What are you showing other humans unconsciously through the 93% of communication that we do unconsciously? What are you showing them? Every loving moment or act that you do, and every second of the gratitude that you put out amplifies this prayer and helps other humans, helps those closest to you and even the ones furthest away from you. And how is that not a quote prayer? Hey, Cam. To bring yourself higher, go higher in what moves you, what love gets brought forth from you, what your inspiration comes from, where gratitude comes. Laugh on purpose, even if you have nothing to laugh for or laugh at. Because if you want to bring yourself higher, just go higher. But lower, you shall go too. Keep in mind, you still need to be balanced. Do not get elated. Your ceiling is your lowest, the other way around. Your floor is your lowest value. You cannot, no, now I'm confusing myself. You don't have to cut this part out if you don't want to, or you can leave it because we're all human. Your floor is your highest, wherever you can go. That's the lowest you'll ever be able to go. Don't let it get confused when you get down on yourself. It's only because you're making comparison to the highs that you've been to. So in reality, your floor of your life is as high as you can get. You cannot rise above your achievements, nor fall lower than your failures. Also, the opposite is true. You cannot go higher than your failures in your understanding of them, but you cannot go lower than your achievements. Keep that in mind when staying in your head or using your hands. Go out and act, because that's going to be the floor of your life in your actions and your ceiling. And you can break through that ceiling because through your failures, because you can make those failures the reasons why you're amazing, or the learnings from that, or bring it into balance. And then your ceiling gets larger and larger because now you're no longer worried about failing. How you live your life equals your life. How you live your life is your life. Look at how you're living your life. That's your life, folks. If you don't like your life, well, look at how you're living it. How you love is you. How you love equals you. So if you're unhappy with yourself, look at how you're loving. God is in everything, or the universe is in everything, or Mother Nature is in everything, or gratitude and love, it's in everything. In fact, where is it not? Which means then everything is beautiful. I was on a long walk last night, and I kept thinking about how the good and the bad that's going on, quote, good and bad that's going on in the world, and these wars going on, and there's this presidential election going on and what's happening in politics at other places, and people labeling it good if it's your side and bad if it's not, and the other way around. And people on both sides are both doing that thing, whether it's war or whether it's politics or whether it's real personal relationships and things like that. And then I was like, well, who, like, if Mother Nature, fine, you're like, oh, I don't believe in God. Well, we won't even go to God. Mother Nature's in everything. The universe always moves in exactly the way it needs to. The planets go the way that it is, and the stars, supernova or not, as they're supposed to be on the cycle, like in exactly the moments that it's supposed to, and creating the things that it does. So then, only someone that isn't deep in their thoughts, or someone that's not willing to see this, or a liar, someone disingenuous, wouldn't be able to say that there's beautiful in everything. It's like yin and yang. It's in everything. God is in everything, so everything is good. God is in everything, so everything is beautiful. You can change that to the universe or Mother Nature or water or love or gratitude. Speak to us of religion. All right, let me see. There's a bunch of stuff in the chat. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. What's up, Steven? All right. So, take another bite. For those on the live feed, oh, wait, let me just end the show first. Your well being is your greatest contribution to humanity. No exceptions ever. USA. USA. All right, for those of you guys in the live feed, I just need to change